Fair use act, nigga.
Sometimes when this place gets kinda empty, the sound of their breath fades with the light. I think about the loveless fascination under the Milky Way tonight. Lower the curtain down Memphis. Lower the curtain down, alright. I got no time for private consultation under the Milky Way tonight. And it's something quite peculiar, something shimmering and white. It leads you here despite your destination under the Milky Way tonight. Wish I knew what you were looking for. Might I know what you were finding?
To understand what this is, first, take a full moon. Now combine this with a lunar eclipse, when the moon passes directly behind the Earth into its shadow, giving it a red tint. Now, you have a supermoon lunar eclipse.
Commander, a few days ago we saw a beautiful moon from the Earth. Beautiful red moon. You were closer, 400 kilometers closer. Did you watch, and what was the experience of the moon since there?
Well, on that particular day of the lunar eclipse, unfortunately, where it was occurring with regards to basically our sky and where our windows are located, we really couldn't see it from the space station. Plus, it was in the middle of the night, so those two reasons why we didn't see it. But in general, you know, the moon and the Earth and the stars are very, very beautiful to see from here, and you know, it's something we enjoy looking at, certainly.
Into your brain, the infinite plane. The edge is in your mind. The edge is in your mind. The edge is in your mind. The edge is in your mind.
folks. I am up on top of Mauna Kea. And as you can see, the sun is still up because of refraction, refraction.
It was a sight to see. The event we're talking about, the supermoon plus the total lunar eclipse, as you said, once in a generation event. No matter where you were in Tucson tonight, you could see this, a moon rising in the sky, disappearing and turning red.
Luxray. Luxray.
12 minutes after 6 p.m. and we've been able to see both the partially eclipsed moon and the sun for approximately 17 minutes. We're about to lose the sun. And there's the partially eclipsed moon.
The horizontal lunar eclipse and use footage from New Mexico in, I believe it was December 12th, 2011. Anyhow, he's talking about that. And no, the Silulian horizontal lunar eclipse 100% matches the model of the globe with an atmosphere because refraction exists. Remember, it is exactly the diameter of the sun and the moon. 0.52 degrees is the magic of refraction, just enough to bring it above the horizon. I don't think you're understanding the geometry completely. What's your issue with it? The fact that the sun and moon are both visible above the horizon during totality, or the orientation of the shadow? Both work just fine in our model. Well, see, he's deflecting again. He knows exactly what it is. We went at this ad nauseam. Look at my reply. Did you find a waxing gibbous phase that rose after sunset, Paul? I know you claimed to find one from a dude in Florida. I said, that was the refracted waning gibbous before sunset that you offered as a proof refraction wasn't selective. 100%, where's the proof? I'll go ahead and use your name and email in the video you claim I'm being coy about. Get tired of these ball earthers I call curve ballers attempting to give me trash arguments. Where's Halley's Comet? Where does that go on the flat earth? Where's it disappear to? And all these other arguments. And I put this up as a 1000% proof. I told many in emails, this is proof your heliocentric model is a lie out of the pit of hell. And this footage is from the Exploratorium, San Francisco. Been working with NASA for over 20 5 years, I think. This is a family that filmed it from Monument Valley. I've got a similar looking film. These two videos are 20 miles apart. But the diehard curveball Earth believers tell me that these people here that had multiple cameras set up actually had them all rotated and they weren't set up correctly. Otherwise, it would look like this. He claims this footage is correct because it matches mine, and I showed him my setup, so he can't claim my video was crooked. But to maintain the illusion that the Earth is curved and that's the only reason for it to move around, he has to claim anything real close together can't be right if it's rotated. So these people, these professionals, set their cameras up incorrectly. Got to question these stories we're being told. When they put all this together, they never dreamed of a day that people could record this stuff from multiple locations. So they didn't think their lie would ever get exposed. If you know anything about our model, this is why these things will never be done at a full-scale AutoCAD motion model that we could get a FOIA request and download. Only in cartoon format, because at full scale, this stuff doesn't work. Allow me to show you an example. We always see the moon rise in the east, set in the west, but in reality, they put it so far out in space so that they can claim with mathematics it really goes west to east, but it only looks like it's going east to west. That is so they can cover the fact that most every eclipse goes from west to east. Sure, they go sometimes from south to north or from north to south, but they start out in the west and go to the east. And I'll show you an exception later that proves that wrong when you question what they're telling you. I'm going to show you this video from the December 10th, 2011 total lunar eclipse. Here's the path. Now, up is north, so the moon is going this direction. Pull up this map, meaning that before it disappears in this video, see it's getting dark? They claim it disappears because it's in the shadow of the Earth. Back here when it gets full, which would mean at the point that we're seeing it in the video, it's a waxing gibbous moon, which means it's more than half the radius of the Earth on the dark side. Now, they only claim a 0.52 degree of refraction for both the sun and the moon because they appear the same size, and this is how they explain away the solillion. I don't know how you pronounce that. The lesser known term is horizontal lunar eclipse. See, it's the dark area level with the horizon. Anyhow, we'll step through this and I'll show you as it completely disappears above the horizon. Now, they try to tell us that really it's behind the Earth. What we're looking at is it refracted up. Again, when it completely disappears, that's the time that our model says it's completely behind right here. So you're looking at a waxing gibbous moon with the sun rising in the east. The only time you ever film that or see that is before sun setting in the west. See this? These are waxing gibbous moon phases. .org, December 9th. Look at the moon rose, 1620. Okay? Now, when did it set? Sunset at 1655. On the 9th, it rose. See that? You can see this is a 99.6, so it's a waxing gibbous moon on the 9th, people. Rising when the sun is setting in the west. That's what gibbous moons always do. rose at 16:20, sunset at 7:02. Now let's go over here to the 10th, when the lunar eclipse occurs. Moonrise at 7:11. Sunset 16:55. Okay, so that dictates it's a full moon. See, right here, full moon. This doesn't correlate to your ball Earth model. That means that story don't fly. So what's the curveballer claim? Oh no, the trusted sources all got it wrong. Time and date as well, see? 7:36 total lunar eclipse. That's when it occurred. That's when it disappeared. See? See the little sliver there? It's disappearing when the sun's coming up. But it doesn't match their model. All earthers have to claim the trusted sources are all wrong.
You keep saying you got something for me.
Want some whiskey in your water, sugar in your tea? What's all this crazy question they're asking me?
You've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin'.
This is the craziest party that could ever be. Don't turn on the lights, cause I don't wanna see.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Mama told me let's go. Mama told me let's go. That ain't the way that I know.
Yeah.
Open up the window, let some air into this room. I think I'm almost choking.
I've often told people on my
keep
channel
lying
here that
when you ought to be
the
to
truth
them.
is hidden in the details or omissions
And you keep losing
and obfuscations.
when you ought to not bet.
When they show you things like this rotation of the bite on the disk of the sun, and they never talk about it or go into Bailey's beads or balls, diamond ring effect, or if you look at it in full totality, you'll damage your eyes. But they will never, ever talk about why it rotates from one side to the other. Never. There's several iterations of this video where they talk in great detail. Got some of them posted in different playlists on my channel, and not once will they ever describe why it rotates. They show it to you and move on. Anything that doesn't correlate to their well-crafted lie, they just omit it. So in those anomalies is where you find the truth. Okay, let's pretend where you see this yellow circle and the cursor, let's pretend right here is New Mexico, and this is the 2011 solarian or horizontal lunar eclipse coming from this location, if that's New Mexico. Let's pretend that it's facing this cursor here with this yellow circle. So it's positioned right here on this blue dashed line. And in the video, you're looking west to see the moon disappear. And our pseudoscience claims the moon is going this direction. Well, if you'll just look at the mooncount.org site, you'll see that it was actually a full moon on December 9th. Well, you can't have 2 straight nights of a full moon, so they wanted to claim it was 99.9%, which means it's a waxing gibbous, and it didn't go completely full and or disappear, turn red, until we see it disappear in the footage video that I will show from New Mexico. Meaning, if you look this way, which would be east, you would see the sun rising, and west would be the moon disappearing in the video footage, which would have to put it about here where this arrow is as a waxing gibbous moon. Therefore, you understand now my comment to Pollster X, hey, if refraction isn't selective, show me a waning gibbous moon phase, rise in the east with the sun setting in the west. Because that's the opposite of what you're claiming, which if this model is true, we would at some point in history observe that, but we never do. But they want to claim silly stuff like refraction to explain away this impossible eclipse footage that we see from time to time, which proves that this model is a lie. It's the observations, repeatable observations, which belie the model and prove to any critical mind it is wrong and false.
People love that word science. Tell me anything you want. Science. I believe in science. I question nothing. I put you on the altar. Those religious people are real nutty, cult-like. Oh, really?